Hi, Vision. Welcome to the Uplift. I'm Reverend Patti Paris, the Senior Minister here at Vision. I welcome you in. Man, if this is your first time you're tuning into the Uplift, we've been doing this for over a year. So, if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad you found us. We're doing these 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just time out of your day to become inspired, to reconnect with your spiritual self, to reconnect with the truth of you. And we're talking about all things Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind and Spirit, just so we can uplift not only ourselves, but the people around us. And we begin where everything begins, and that is in prayer. So please join me. I know that there is one life. It is the life of spirit. It is individualizing itself. It is expressing itself uniquely, distinctly as each life everywhere. The life of us, the life of animals, the life of plants and minerals, the life of everything in the manifest universe is an outpicturing of the one life of God's. And we honor this and we acknowledge this and we come together in the truth to know at an even deeper level this one life that is God's life, that is our life right here and right now, is whole and blessed and complete. And so it is. Amen. Oh, so take a deep breath. I know I started the qualities of God last week, and I think I started with love. Yes, we did. We started with love because we said God is love, and that's that. And I just think it's great. And so we're going to go through, in these next weeks, we're going to go through the qualities of God and discuss them. And, like I said, they're not etched in stone. There's probably more than 12. I'm sure you can come up with more qualities than 12. I kind of go with this sacred dozen because I like them. They fit together well. And almost anything else I can think of that lies outside the 12, I can fit into one of those 12 qualities somewhere. So I'm comfortable with the 12. I started, like I said, with love last week, and so let's continue on. I thought today would be a good one, a good day to discuss wisdom. Yesterday I talked about growing into it, right? Growing into our wise selves, growing into our the spiritual truth of our nature. And so that has a lot to do with wisdom. So I thought, sure, let's continue in that vein and discuss wisdom. So I have some notes that I took about wisdom, and I want to share with you what Ernest Holmes said, what I said about this quality of God known as wisdom. Everything in the manifest universe is made of the same stuff, right? Everything is energy. And so we are simply the potential that spirit is. And even our form, if you think about it, even our form is nothing but spirit because it's energy. When you go right down to the atomic level of us, right? We're just vibrating at a particular energy level that causes us to be matter, right? To be matter. And if we were vibrating at a higher energy level, we wouldn't be mass, we'd be something else. But we are here in the manifest universe as matter, but the matter itself is energy. It's just vibrating at the form we can see it. And it's the same thing is true for everything else. So wherever we go, whatever we're looking at, whatever we're doing, we know that we're dealing with energy. We're just pushing energy around. So that means there's only one thing happening. There's only God. The only activity in our lives is spirit. And what we know about spirit is that it is omnipresent. It's present everywhere. It is omnipotent. It is all-powerful, right? With God, everything is possible. And it is omniscient, meaning it's all-knowing. It is all-knowing. The mind of God contains all of the information. Everything is in that universal intelligence that we call God. We're in it also. Our minds are immersed in the one mind. Our lives are immersed in this one mind. All of the energy that there is, is immersed in this one mind, which is present everywhere. It is all interconnected, which means we have access to all of it. This universal intelligence that we are immersed in, that is immersed within us, we have access to. I'm not talking about our brain. Our brain is just the hardware, right? Our brain is just the hardware. But universal intelligence downloads into us, into every cell of our being. The consciousness of spirit is present everywhere. And we pull from it what we will know for our lives. Like Ernest Holmes used to say, you know, the musician draws music from this universal intelligence, from this one mind. The mathematician will draw numbers from it, equations from it, from this one mind to do his work. The artist will draw inspiration and beauty from this one mind, from this one universal intelligence to create paintings or sculptures or bas-reliefs or whatever it is. And each one of us draws from this universal intelligence what we desire to express our lives. It contains everything, and we specialize ourselves when we pick and choose from universal intelligence what we will draw from. But universal intelligence contains everything. You know, it's interesting. There is an old philosopher's argument about what came first, right? Energy or matter. Did consciousness enter into matter, or did matter develop consciousness? And so the new thought, really, is that consciousness and matter are one. Really, that down to the absolute subatomic particles, consciousness is all there is. So that means the atoms are conscious. The subatomic particles have a consciousness of their own. Minerals in the earth have a consciousness of their own. There's an old saying, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is attributed to, but there's an old saying that consciousness sleeps in the stone, it dreams in the plants, it awakens in the animals, and it finds self-awareness in the human. And perhaps that is really more of the truth of consciousness than anything else. Because we know that this infinite intelligence is really spirit. There is only this one thing happens. And just like the scientist will draw ideas, and the mathematician will draw numbers, and the musician will draw music, and the artist will draw beauty and inspiration, each one of us draws what we need from it to answer our questions, or to pursue our interests, or to brighten up our lives. We have access to all of it. And that's the important part about communing with spirit. We are in it anyway. It's surrounding us. It is within us. It's like we're like fish swimming through water, right? It is all around us. We drink it in. We excrete it. You know, it's just spirit. So having those times out during the day where we sit in conscious communion with spirit, where we sit in the quiet, listening to the still small voice, listening for direction, listening for the next step. And by doing that, we become very familiar with that voice, with that vibration, whatever it is. Maybe it's not a voice, maybe it's not a word, maybe it's just a feeling that gets set up in you. But whatever it is, you become familiar with it by repeated times of communion with spirit. I know when people first start on this spiritual path, they want to know, well, when I go into meditation, how do I know it's God and it's not my own stupid idea, or my own half-baked plan? How do I know? Well, you know by repeated exposure. You know by sitting in the silence time and time and time again. And Ernest Holmes always said, you know it is spirit when it is good and it harms no one. When there is good for you and it harms no one else. When it lights you up, when it inspires you, when your next step on your path is brilliantly lit. And it destroys no one else's happiness. It bothers no one else. It does not ruin anything else. So just like Spirit created everything in the manifest universe and continues to create, right? It continues to create. Spirit has created things and has abandoned creation. Things come, things go. We do that same thing. We use that same energy. We co-create using that same energy that Spirit is creating with. We create with, the macrocosm and the microcosm. Our lives are the microcosm. We recreate in our own lives what Spirit does universally. And so when we are really clear with our own ideas, we put those ideas into the law by claiming our good, claiming it is already so, using our words, declaring with the I am, maybe in affirmative prayer. And that's when we are speaking our word to the law. When we sit in meditation, we are the law, if you think about it like that, right? If you're sitting in meditation and you're awaiting on the still small voice, then you're really being the law in the divine creative process, in that 3-step process. And you are awaiting direction to be downloaded into you to do something with. When we go to prayer, we are first cause. We are in the top part of the teaching symbol, and we are directing the law, the universal subjective power, to work on our behalf and to create our desire to change something in the physical world around us. Because Spirit is creating all the time. Wouldn't it be wonderful for us to create purposefully? Right? We want to create our lives along those pathways that grow us, that enable us to become more of what Spirit knows us to be. And that's what we do when we listen to that still small voice. And we turn those ideas into actions, and those actions become conditions, and we change our thinking, change our lives. That's the way things flow into form. And we're forever using this divine creative process. Before we came to a philosophy like this, we did it unconsciously. That's the only difference. Maybe we kept out picturing the same things over and over again, going, oh my God, why can't I ever, move on from this? Why am I always creating the same, boyfriend or girlfriend or situation or boss or whatever? Because we were doing it unconsciously. But when we sit in the quiet, when we come to realize we can direct the law to outpicture on our behalf, then we can change the outpicturing. We can change what happens. We change the course of our lives with this philosophy by using the wisdom, the eternal wisdom of the one mind, the only mind that there is, which is the mind of God. The wisdom of Spirit is forever at our disposal. And we get to pick and choose from that universal intelligence what we will draw from it, what we will make of it, and how we will direct the law to create new and different circumstances in our lives. Circumstances that empower us, circumstances that grow us, circumstances that fulfill our purpose, right? Our purpose in life. We are here to live the life of Spirit as boldly, as grandly, as greatly, as big as we can. To be the light, to be the love, to be the wisdom of God. I'm going to stop there and let's pray out. I give great thanks for this day, for this teaching, for the science of mind and spirit, which has placed us on this path together to reveal the truth of our being, to reveal the love, the joy, the wisdom that we are, to reveal the good that God is through us and as us in the world. We are the arms and the legs, the eyes and the ears. We are the mouth. We are the words of Spirit in form. It is done by our word. Our lives are transformed by co-creating with Spirit, and we become a blessing. We become the change the world is looking for. We become the new peace descending upon the planet. We become the unconditional love holding the planet in loving arms. I give thanks for all of this good. I know it is truth. I know it is God. I simply let it be, and so it is. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure known as the Uplift. I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing you on Friday with another quality of God. I don't know which one. I'm going to pick from the 12 at random, another quality that we can dive into. Don't forget to come back Wednesday. We have our guest speaker at 1 o'clock, a minister here from Vision, or a guest minister, or a licensed practitioner. I don't know who's going to show up. You have to come back at Wednesday at 1 to find out who it is. Until then, Vision, from my heart to yours, sending great love, seeing you soon. I know we'll be together soon in this sanctuary. We are together all the time, giving great love. See you next time. Bye-bye.